Hi YouTube, this is VidHead85 and I want to talk a little bit about something today. Some events that I wished I would have liked to have commented on as they happened that I may not have. Namely the North Carolina amendment. First of all, I want to thank North Carolina for passing that amendment because they saved so many marriages that day. You know, May 8th, there were so many marriages in trouble and they were hinging on that amendment. And once Amendment 1 passed, those marriages were saved. So thank you, North Carolina. You're making so many gay men go, and marry women, and say, hey, I'm cured now. You are breaking up gay families, and you also are making sure that those children of gay couples, you're making them get a mother and a father. So I want to thank you, North Carolina. Walker recall, I want to mention that too. Oh goodness, really? The Democrats should have stepped up big time. Tom Barrett, I don't think should have been run against Scott Walker because everybody looked at it as a rematch of 2 years ago. But yet he has not been recalled, Scott Walker, and that really disappoints me. It kind of makes me think that big money is big money won, and all Scott Walker is we have to start reclaiming language, and make our agenda known that we want a progressive tax on the richest of people. But we need to frame it in such a way where even Republican voters may be very well swayed by how we use language and how we put these ideas forth. Because, as I mentioned in another video, we spend much more on corporate welfare than we do social welfare. Drug testing for welfare recipients, I feel that's topic number 3. I don't feel that is rational. I don't feel that is necessary. So many people, in fact, one friend on Facebook said that it was a brilliant idea. However, I have a question I had many questions for them. I said, well, what happens after someone's turned down? What happens if they have kids and if they have a family? If they're like tested for something and let's say it comes up with a medication or whatever that may not exactly be that may show up on a test. And what about people who don't abuse the social welfare system? And what about them who are not drug users but still abuse the system? So that drug testing does not solve any of those issues. It cannot solve any of those, cannot solve any quote welfare fraud. It goes too far, and it's too broad and too narrow all at the same time, because all it's really saying is we think poor people are doing drugs with all their welfare money. And in fact, Florida ended up in the red for only having 2% of people rejected since they started testing. And I hear that Rick Scott owns some chemical like Quest Diagnostic testing companies, and hence that was a law so that he could make a profit regarding that. I think I did make a video about voter ID, so I'm not going to touch that here. I'm going to there's one other thing that I also want to talk about that I thought about too. And that's Memorial Day. I posted a status on Facebook that said, remember that that some of those veterans that died are queer. And I had an argument with Daryl later on. It was either that day or the next day, but it was about the status. I remember that. And he was making it seem as if the only veterans I cared about were gay veterans. Now, where is the memorial to them? Because they have Italian Americans, Polish Americans, Japanese Americans. They have so many other Americans memorials, but they don't have any for gay and lesbian memorials for gay and lesbian soldiers. And that's mainly because, well, if you were found out, you were kicked out. But I'm hoping that with Don't Ask, Don't Tell, we can, in fact, or with that dead, we can, in fact, build a memorial or even just honor gay and lesbian soldiers, as well as all of them. But oftentimes gay and lesbians are left out of the table, and that was a shout out to them as well as all other veterans, but mainly picking them out because oftentimes LGBT individuals are left away from the table. So this is a short little video of like a collage or a puttanesca. If I think it's just things thrown together, that means in Russian or something. It sounds Slavic at least. But I wanted to throw this video out there because I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about like a hodgepodge of different things. I also want to, and what just came to mind just now is this thing called Prop 5. If you haven't read about it, I have a blogger, the Spencer Hamilton blog. I haven't been able to really sit down and type out much on that, but I think what I'll do is I'll probably share them on Facebook, or I may make videos where I just simply read them, and I will also put the link to the blogger profile under in the box below, and you'll be able to look at that yourselves. So have a great day, folks, and peace.